Hi everybody, happy Friday. I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Guys, today is our last Friday together. I guess you could say this is the last Friday of you in first grade. So it's a really wonderful and I guess you could say like a bittersweet type of, I guess you could say I have like mixed feelings. Guys, today's activity, because it is your last day, I figured that, I should try to make it as easy as possible for you and, as simple as I can. As I told you before, we're always going to be, when we come back, yes, you are going to be second graders, but for the first couple of weeks, you are going to be with me, like I mentioned, so please don't worry if you think, oh, Miss Monse, I did understand something and I know we're not going to have any reviews. Relax, everything is going to be fine. When we come back to school, the first couple of weeks, you are going to be with me again, but only for a first couple of weeks, not forever again, not for the whole year anymore. And we're just going to touch up, or we're going to review some of the topics that I talked to you about, like what materials are made of. We're going to keep watching the should and shouldn't, can and can't, other modal verbs. So guys, don't worry if you still have some questions about something. Enjoy today. Let's do the activities that we're supposed to do today. And after that, enjoy your vacation time. Enjoy the time that you're going to have. You don't have to wake up early if you've been waking up early in the morning to do the tutorial with me. Don't worry. You'll have time. You'll have enough time. If you're maybe a little behind, you can catch up, with all the relaxation and time in the world. Make sure that you help your mothers and fathers at home. If they are doing home office, try to, keep it quiet if you're playing, or, as always, just be very, very respectful of them because they are doing their job at home. Alrighty guys, so just like today, I'm trying to tell you that, it's a good day. It's finally Friday. We are, out of school, I guess. This is going to be our last time together as a tutorial. Or that's what at least I hope. Guys, the agenda for today is right here, and we're going to see that the first activity we have to do is a review activity. Once we're done with the review, we are going to go straight into our book activity. And once we're finished with that, of course, the hygiene, and then you get to enjoy the beginning of your vacation, the beginning of your weekend. Oh, remember guys that in a couple of, I think next week, yes, if I'm not mistaken, next week, you are going to start with me the 30th. You're going to start taking some quizzes in pleno. So please, please, please remember to take quizzes in pleno. I know that for me, you start on the 30th. I don't know if Spanish starts before, but I also think that next week we're starting with Spanish and English, just to make sure and to get a better understanding on what you understood or what wasn't clear, so we can get a better, I guess, idea of what topics we should revisit, okay? Alrighty guys, so that is part of the activity, and I have a little announcement at the very end of the video, but that's going to be at the very end, okay? So guys, let's go ahead and start with our review. And the review, it's going to be really simple. You're going to be watching two very short videos that are going to be telling you how we use should and shouldn't. Remember that should and shouldn't is used to talk, to give suggestions, to give an advice, to tell whether a person is a good idea. For example, I'm going to go running out later. Maybe I can get a suggestion that I should take an umbrella because the sky is gray. It looks like it might rain. You should take an umbrella. It is not a good idea. You shouldn't, go walking very far because you're going to get wet. So again, you're giving a suggestion. You are giving a advice to a person. Whether the person takes it or not, well, that's up to them. Another one is, I'm very tired. What would you suggest to me? What would you suggest to me if you saw that I was tired?
You should drink some coffee.
You should drink some coffee. Another advice is,
get a shower.
You should go to sleep. Another great advice is you should go to sleep or you should rest if you're tired. Okay, guys? So those things, are good advices from people. All right, so let's watch the videos, guys, and then we'll jump right into our activities. See you in a bit.
John, it looks like you never focus in the class and fall asleep these days. Do you have any problems?
I'm sorry, teacher.
What time did you go to bed last night?
12 at midnight.
Oh no. What were you doing?
I was playing a computer game.
Oh, John, do you play computer games that late every day?
Almost every day. Time flies when I play computer games. What should I do?
Why don't you try this? First, set your game time and let the alarm go on when the game is up.
So, I set the end time on my alarm clock when I start playing the game.
Yes, that's right. I think using your watch or phone would be better.
That's a good idea.
Do you have any other hobbies besides computer games?
Soccer, basketball, and I like to ride a skateboard.
Yes, I heard that you were good at skateboarding.
Yup, of course. I can hop while skateboarding.
That's awesome. I will expect your change later.
Giving advice with should and shouldn't. Read, listen and repeat.
I'm tired.
I think you should go to bed. I think you should go to bed. You shouldn't go to the cinema. You shouldn't go to the cinema.
I have a toothache.
You should go to the dentist. You should go to the dentist. You shouldn't eat sweets. You shouldn't eat sweets.
I'm too fat.
You shouldn't eat cookies and sweets. You shouldn't eat cookies and sweets. You should eat more fruits and vegetables. You should eat more fruits and vegetables. You shouldn't drink soda. You should drink water. You shouldn't drink soda. You should drink water.
Giving advice with should. Shouldn't. Why don't you? You'd better. And if I were you, I would.
I'm tired.
I think you should go to bed. You'd better go to bed. If I were you, I'd go to bed. Why don't you go to bed? I think you shouldn't go to the cinema. You'd better not go to the cinema. If I were you, I wouldn't go to the cinema.
I have a fever.
You should take some aspirin. You'd better take some aspirin. If I were you, I'd take some aspirin. Why don't you take some aspirin? You shouldn't go to school. You'd better not go to school. If I were you, I wouldn't go to school.
Now you can practice on www.memovoc.com.
Okay guys, I hope that you enjoyed the videos. Like I said, they're very short, they're very easy. So we're going to be doing pages 224 and 225. Yes, I know, we did 3 yesterday, but today I felt like, you need to be pampered. And with 2 activities, and we have quite a bit of activities in those 2 pages. So that's going to be just enough. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and go to our book pages 224 and 225. Alright, you're going to see it right here. So don't worry guys if you're like, I don't get to see it right now. Alright guys, it says read the conversation and number the actions in the order that Diego should do them. So again, should, a suggestion that how he should do them. Let's read it together. Mom, Diego, why did you paint on Mrs. Garcia's wall? She will be really mad when she sees this. Oh no, I'm sorry. You should go and apologize to her, says the mom. Should I go now? You should wash your hands and face first. Should I change my clothes before apologizing to Miss Garcia? Yes, you should, young man. So we have 3 pictures right here, and we see this little boy who is spray painting on the walls of somebody's house or somebody's, I don't know, maybe their yard, who knows. All right, so what did the mom suggest that he do first? What is the mom's advice that he should do first? All right, so the first thing that she suggests is for Diego to wash his hands. Why? Because if you look at the picture, you see that Diego's clothing is very dirty. His hands, his clothes is all dirty. So the first thing that she suggests is to wash his hand. Then he says, should I change? Should I wear something else? Put another shirt on? And the mom says, yes, before you go to her house, you should be clean. So the second one is where the kid is putting on his shirt. And the last activity that he should do is say sorry to Mrs. Garcia for painting her wall. Okay? And then we have some keywords. Guys, paint is, I guess you could say the pintura. It's paint. Marker, you can paint with things. Painter, the painter is a person that does the action. So I can paint white. This is white, the white paint. But I am the painter. Yo soy el pintor, okay? And then we have property. Property is the same as in Spanish, propiedad. So, for example, this phone is my property. It means that it is mine, okay? The iPad that I use right now, it's my property for now, okay? So it says that something belongs to them or her. All right, guys, so we have activity number 2. And it says, underline the correct word. You have a series of, I guess you could say like sentences, and we know which one we should do. So the first one say, Diego's mom shouldn't or should call a painter right now. So what should Diego's mom do? Should she call a painter, or does she not need to call a painter? Yeah, she should call a painter. Why? Because her son vandalized or painted somebody else's wall. So she needs to take care of that and, fix the problem that he helped make. So the answer for that one would be should. For number 2, Diego should or shouldn't damage other people's property. Damage, maltratar, destruir, estropear. They're all synonyms. So guys, should he do this? Should he paint on people's houses and walls? Is this something that we need to do? No. So the correct answer is shouldn't. Diego should not damage. Why? Because it's not yours. If you want to break your stuff, yes, but you cannot go around breaking other people's. And last but not least, 3. We have Diego should or shouldn't apologize, disculparse to Miss Garcia. So should Diego go and say I'm sorry to Miss Garcia, or shouldn't he? Yeah, you're right. He should. He needs to go and apologize to Miss Garcia because what he did was incorrect. Again, we have talked about this, guys, and it is part of being a good citizen. Being a good citizen doesn't mean that I get to write on people's wall or destroy other people's property. Why? Because that is called vandalism, and vandalism is something that you can go to jail for. For example, like I remember Iker one time was talking about it in class, how, you know, there are things that you don't do. And I remember him saying that he saw somebody painting their own house and his dad got mad. So this is something that it doesn't make you happy, because having your house clean takes time. You know, your mom, ask your mother if she likes when you are having dirt all over the house. No, it's not something you appreciate. Why? Well, because they are taking time out of their day to do this, to make the house smell nice, to make the house clean, and, you know, then having somebody ruin that is not exactly a nice feeling. And like I said, you should take care of your environment. You should take care of the things around you. You should always take care of this, guys. And by doing this, you're taking care of your home. And your home is also Earth. The planet Earth is our home. Okay, so that's why we need to take care of things. And then you have like 2 signs that it says, should I stay or should I go? This is also a song, should I stay or should I go? So it says the word should. Let's go to the next page, guys, and then we're going to be pretty much done for the day. All right, you have the activity. All right, guys. So you have an activity right here, and it says, all right, so it says right here, guys, that we have some examples of things that we should do and, you know, that you shouldn't do when we are crossing a street. So, you know, which one should you do? And then we have, for example, you should and you shouldn't. So we just have to match them. And the first one is done for us. It says you should wear a helmet when riding a bike. Let's read the options and then write and match them to the ones we think they are. So the second one says damage other people's property. Again, run on the street, cross the street when the light is green, and ignore the good citizen rules. Alrighty, guys, so this is some stuff that we know that we should and should not do. That are some bad ideas. Why? Because, you know, they are, you know, they're not good ideas. You could get in trouble for them, and sometimes you can even pay for some of this stuff. Okay, so damage other people's property. So imagine I go to Miss, I don't know, Shunashi or Missy Sets, and I take their phone and I just throw it. I am damaging. I am going to destroy a phone that does not belong to me. So guys, do you think that is good? Or I go to school and imagine that I paint on the walls and I destroy the board and I take the projector. What would you say? Would you say, yeah, you should do it? Or no, you shouldn't do it, Miss? So which one do you think it is? Yeah, it is you shouldn't. It is incorrect to do those things. Again, we have cameras in our school, and many places have stuff like this. If you take money of somebody else's money, for example, you find a wallet and you know when it says a name right there and you take money out of it, you are doing something incorrect. It is called stealing. When you paint the walls or when you paint or destroy something, that is called vandalism. And if you get caught by the police, they can have you go to jail. So it is not a good idea to do it. And like I said, people go to jail. People have gone to jail for. In the United States, there's also some road signs that when it says no littering. Littering is throwing stuff in the ground. You know, it goes against good citizen rules. You don't supposed to do that because it even says that you will be fined. And being fined, you could even be fined goes from $250 to $2,000, depending on where you live, okay? So, it can cost you money. It's not a good idea, and it makes you look like you're not very educated and a respectful person. So, the second one, you shouldn't damage other people's property. Run on the street. Is it something good to go around running on the street? For example, me. If I went outside and I started running, is it dangerous or is it not dangerous? Yeah, it is very dangerous. Why? Because we've heard it, people getting run over because they don't look both ways, or because a bus driver is, going really fast. He's not respecting the street signs. He's not respecting the speed limit, and he might be hurting somebody because he runs them over, los atropella, or, he could kill them. So it is not a good idea to play or run in the street. When you go out in the street, you should look both ways and cross, I guess you could say, rapidly. But, you should do this. You should look both ways to see if there is no car coming. All right, so the third one is you shouldn't run on the street. 4, cross the street when the light is green. So we have here a little person that is walking with the light is green. Is that something good or something bad? Should you cross the street when this is happening? Of course. That is why the light is green, because it is telling you that, you can cross when this light is on. So yes, that is following the rules. So you should cross the street when the light is green. And the last one, ignore the good citizen rules. All right, guys. So do you think that this is a good idea to just ignore the rules? No, you shouldn't ignore the rules, okay? Because they help us, they make us have a nice house, they make us have nice things, and it's just a better thing. Alrighty, guys. All right, exercise 4. But before we go to exercise 4, let's read the language key. Again, when we ask for a recommendation or a suggestion, we use should at the beginning of the question. We have an example. Should I go to the doctor? Remember that when you are making a question, you put should first and then the person or the subject, the pronoun. To give recommendation, there are some expressions that you can use. I think you should or you shouldn't. Maybe you should wear a helmet. Maybe you should take an umbrella because it looks like it's going to rain. You're giving them a recommendation, a suggestion, and advice. These words all kind of mean the same, guys. So it is just perfect if you do that. Now let's do exercise 4, okay? Exercise 4 says, what should you do when riding a bike? Use the sentences from exercise above to ask questions and follow the example. Alrighty, guys, so the first one is done for you, and I'm going to give you the second one, and then I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 5 minutes so you can come up with the other 2. You can use the information from the previous exercise. So the first one says, should you wear a helmet? And that is the first one. So you should wear a helmet when riding a bike. When you want to make it a question, you put should and then I, or should you. All right. I'm going to do the next one. Should you cross the street when the line is green? When the light is green? Should you cross the street when the light is green? Is the second question. And you can say yes, you should, or no, you shouldn't. Alrighty, guys. So now you're going to have 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes to do the next 2, which I think it's going to be 2.5, I guess you could say, minutes for each question. So it should be just fine. And you can use the ones that we had previous, okay? So I'll see you in 5. Okay, guys, now that you're finished, I'll be looking at these when we come back, or you can, if you want to, you can give me your the number 3 and number 4 in the forum if that is what you like to do. Go ahead. All right, guys, exercise 5. It says work in teams of 3. We cannot work in teams of 3, but you can do it by yourself. I can do this by myself. All right, so it says choose one of the good citizen rules with your team and discuss what happens if you don't follow the rules. Come up with a list of good classmate rules, and we're going to use the auxiliary should and shouldn't. All right, guys, so I have my cameraman here with me, and he's going to help me do this activity. I'm going to think of a good citizen rule, or we're going to think of 2 good citizen rules, and then we're going to, just talk about what happens if we don't follow the rules. And we're going to come up with good classmates, or, I guess you could say good co-workers in my case. And we're going to use should and shouldn't. Alrighty, guys? So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to come up with some good citizen rules, or a good citizen rule, and we're going to talk about, what happens if we don't follow them. Okay, so I'm going to go first, and I think one of the good citizen rules that we should follow is taking care or keeping your house and area clean. Why do I think that, this should be followed, or just respecting other people? Why I think these rules should be followed? Well, by respecting other people, I mean, if I'm going to work in my house, if I'm going to do some remodeling, I don't want to do it at 3 a.m. in the morning or at 5 a.m. in the morning when I know that some people are sleeping, or that people could be disturbed, or you're going to be listening to me dang 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 hammering on my walls. It's not very respectful. I would want other people to respect my my house. And even though my house is I guess you could say you can hear some sounds, I think every house can, and I think it's just common courtesy. So that is one that I believe. Let's see what my cameraman thinks that it's a good citizen rule. What's a good citizen rule that we should follow?
You should respect the traffic signal.
You should respect traffic signals. And what happens if you don't follow these rules?
You might, I don't know, maybe hit by a car.
You might get hit by a car.
You could die.
You could die, yes, very true. Also, I think that there might be a lot of accidents. If there was no traffic light, people would always want to go first. I don't think people will respect it. People wouldn't yield. All right, now we're going to come up with some good classmates rules. And again, they don't have to be the same for you guys. They could be just very different. But my cameraman is going to come up with some of his, and then I'm going to come up with them. Okay? Remember, we have to use should and shouldn't. So pay attention.
You should pay attention to the teacher.
Okay.
And not bother the people beside you.
You shouldn't bother the people or beside you. Okay. Do you have one more?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I have one. I think you should always keep your hands to yourself. And what does this mean? It means that you should not be touching other people if they don't want to. Maybe you like their hair and you want to play with their hair, but maybe the other person doesn't like this. And you should always be respectful. You shouldn't be touching somebody else's body if they don't like it or if they don't give you permission. That's why I say keep your hands to yourself. If this is, for example, if this is not mine, I shouldn't have it. I should not have it. I should leave it on the table and wait for it. If I don't have a pencil maybe, and I say, Gerardo, can I borrow a pencil?
Yeah.
Yes, so he's giving me permission to touch his stuff. If he says
no,
then I have to respect him and say, okay. And what if I want to say, for example, Gerard, do you want to play with me el avioncito? No, but I want to play.
But I don't.
Okay, so I have to respect him. If he doesn't want to play, if he wants to be sitting down, if he wants to eat his gansito or whatever he's eating, you know, it doesn't matter. I have to respect, guys, be able to do that. So I think that one of the classroom rules should be always keep your hands to yourself. You should always keep your hands to yourself. And the other one is you should respect other people's opinions and, you know, just characters. Alrighty, guys, so those are some of the activities that we have, and we are finished today, guys. So congratulations, guys. Thank you for making it this far with me. Thank you for watching me every day for the past couple months. And guys, I told you I had a little surprise before we go to our, I guess you could say, to our hygiene portion of the video today. Guys, I hope that you like this, and I want to thank you. So here is one of what I had for the thing. Alright, guys, so this picture is pretty much representing, you know, all the good work that you've done so far, everything that you've worked for. And I wanted to thank you because I've been your teacher for almost, I guess you could say, like 2 school years. I was with you since kindergarten 3, and I am with you now all the way to 1st grade. And I want to congratulate you because you are now 2nd graders. You've come so far, and some of you have made great advances. Congratulations to the new members of this year, like Mayrim, like Rodrigo Pintueles, like Roberto, like Mailen, Gerardo, who am I forgetting? Sergio, Sundari. Guys, you know, you're going to 2nd grade. It was a joy to have you, to get to meet you this year. I know that I don't have pictures with all of you, and I am so sorry. These are some of the old pictures that I do have. And like I said, I have videos, but I cannot play videos here. So guys, thank you for being, you know, so sweet. Thank you for always, you know, doing your best. Even right now, doing your best. Congratulations again to London and to Birmingham. Thank you for sharing all your love. Thank you for sharing, you know, many laughs, many funny moments. Yes, sometimes frustration. That is normal. You know, I know that sometimes you're tired, that sometimes you don't feel like working, but, you know, even though all of that, or in spite of all of that, you were there to work. So that was very good, and you always showed your best face. Thank you again for this whole year. I wish you the best year next year in 2nd grade. I wish that you keep doing your best, that you know, that you keep trying always, you know, always keep trying. And if you have a question, well, you know that your next year teacher and myself will be available for you as well. All right, guys, so like I mentioned to you, don't be sad, or don't be, you know, I guess you could say, like, frustrated or stressed that maybe you didn't understand something. Don't worry. Next year, when we start the school year, you're going to have me for a couple of weeks, and then you're going to go off to 2nd grade. Alright, guys, so let's go to our next part of the video, and this is our hygiene part that we already know. Guys, I miss you all. I wish you some great vacations, even if you are at home. I wish you, you know, a lot of happiness, and that you get to sleep late and wake up late for the next couple of weeks. I send you a big virtual hug and a big virtual kiss. I will see you next year. Bye-bye, guys. Hi, guys. So as we've been talking about for the past couple of days, we're going to continue talking about hygiene, the hygiene that we have to do at school. Alrighty, so we already know this, guys. We already know that we have to maintain social distancing. We're not going to be able to be beside each other. Why? Well, because, you know, we're trying to stay as much distance away from a person beside us. Why? Because we're not going to get, we don't want to get sick. We know that we know that we're going to be going back to school, but we cannot do this, okay? Nos queda picar, please. Alright, so we know that we're going to be going back to school, guys, but we're not going to be able to go back to the way we were. You know, remember? You used to be able to share food, or you used to be able to touch your hand or touch your friend's hand, like, oh, I don't know, for example, Paula, you have something right here. No, you can't touch somebody else's face. Guys, when we go back to school, we're going to have to use these. And yes, I know that they are different colors that you've seen them, but the way you put them on, you already know. So you're supposed to put them on like this, and you hold them from the inside and you pull them, okay? And it's supposed to cover your nose and it's supposed to cover your mouth, okay? It's supposed to cover. You're not going to be touching this all the time. Mine is clean because mine is at home. I am just showing you this so you know. You can't be touching your face or going like this and then putting it back on and then going like this, touching your face. Try to avoid that, okay? So if you feel like this is going down, que se les está bajando, you pull it from here and you pull it back down. You do not go like this and put it on your face again, okay? And when you remove it, you don't remove it like this. You take it from under your thing. See, you're not touching it. You touch it in, if yours is a washable, if yours is something that you can wash. For example, mine is a discard one. When it gets dirty, I throw it in the trash. Mine. Yours is not like that, okay? I also shown you guys that I'm going to have this, okay? I'm going to have this around. This is mine. This is mine from my house, but I'm going to be taking this, and this is a house. This is my house. So I'm going to be going around spraying it, okay? Just to make sure that the air is still pure. In some moments, I'm going to open the window and I'm going to let the bacteria come out. I'm going to spray this, and then we're going to do this. Every time we go out and every time we come in, I'm going to open the windows so the air will ventilate. I'm going to be spraying this also so it can be a ventilated area. If you do not want to wear this, or you don't feel like this because it's itchy or because you're going to be touching it, it's okay, right? You can wear gloves. For example, for the ones, I know that some parents, this is a glove. You can put a glove on. I don't know, and you can just write with them. It's going to be very, very simple. You can write with them. And when you're finished, you can just throw it away. Again, when you're throwing this away, you don't go like this. This glove right here is clean. This is a clean glove. That's why I can touch it. But if I'm going to go out, if I'm going to be outside, maybe to Walmart. Let's pretend I'm going to Walmart. I'm not going to touch this, and I'm not going to be touching my face when this is dirty. No, I grab it from right here, from the inside, you see? And I pull. And I pull. And this goes in the trash. Alrighty, guys? This is a clean glove. This is a clean glove, guys. So I can turn it back and I can reuse it. But because mine is clean. When you go somewhere and if your mom and dad is telling you to not be close to somebody, to not be touching your face, try to do that, guys, because it's going to keep you healthy and safe. Again, like I mentioned to you before, we're not going to be able to share our food. It's not going to be like, hey, Miss Monse, you want a cookie? Or here, Miss Monse, you want a cookie? Here, it's a cookie. Sorry, guys. Not trying to be rude, but we're not going to be able to take anything. Why? Because I don't want to make your food, I guess you could say, dirty if I have dirty hands or if I forget to wash my hands. And I don't want you guys, to do the same. So we're all going to keep our stuff to ourselves, even if sometimes we have water. And for example, somebody asked me for water.
Can I have water?
Yes. No, this is incorrect. You cannot share your water. Sorry, Gerard, I can't share my water with you. So he would have to understand. He would have to get a cup, or we would have to call his mom so he can get water. Alrighty, guys? You cannot drink because I'm putting my mouth on this, and you guys then are gonna put your mouth. And if I'm sick, for example, right now, if I was sick, then you would get sick because of me. Just like always, I'm going to have the spray, the disinfecting spray, and we're going to keep cleaning the tables. I'm going to keep spraying this around. We're going to wash our hands. We're going to have soap. I think I mentioned to this for you guys. I don't think it's going to be very different for you because you used to always see me, remember, with the baby wipes. I used to clean my iPad, and I used to clean my phone, and I used to clean my plates. because I don't like it to be dirty, and I always try to keep your stuff clean as well. This is one of the reasons why I always told you, keep your backpacks in the correct place, keep your waters, your food, all in one place, because we're going to try to avoid our waters being contaminated. I cannot leave my water like this. I'm gonna put it on the table and it's gonna be like this. This is not okay, guys. You always have to put the lid back on it. If you have your lunchbox, put your water, close it well. It doesn't leak. Put it in your water, in your backpack or in your lunch case. Alrighty, guys? We cannot have waters rolling all the time like we used to. Alright, this is something that we have to do. This is something that we have to take care of each other now. We cannot leave this, as well as food. When you finish eating, when we go back to school, there's not gonna be any leftover. So for those guys, if you ate y no te lo terminaste a la hora del recreo de la comida, the food is going in the trash, guys. We're not gonna keep food. Why? Because I'm going to be spraying this around, and this is not something you can eat. This is not for your mouth, okay? So if I spray it, the food is going to go in the trash. Please, please, guys, if you only eat one doblada, one empanada, one picada, if you only eat one, only buy one. Don't buy two if you're gonna leave it. Don't buy it. Just buy the one that you're gonna eat, okay? Because remember that we don't have space in our classroom. We don't have the space to put the food. You've seen our classroom. We don't have the space. So guys, you have to finish your food now, okay? You're not gonna be able to give it to somebody else. Why am I telling this? I know that I've been telling you this for the past couple of days, that you're probably tired of hearing this, but this is something that we're going back. We're not going to back to normality. We're not going to be able to hug each other. We're not going to be able to be close to each other, to share our food. Things are changing. We're going to be wearing face masks all day. We're going to be wearing this all the time. We're only going to take it off when we eat, and we're going to put it back on after we finish. We're going to wash our hands. We are not going to brush our teeth. This time, because there were so many girls that were, boys and girls, that were going to the bathroom to brush their teeth, this time, guys, we're not doing that for a while until the coronavirus thing is going down. So we're not going to be able to brush our teeth. So guys, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to take some measurements. Things are going to be changing. We're going to be cleaning constantly where we're going to be, not because you're dirty, but just because we were trying to eliminate the germs. All right? So please, 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 guys, understand that this is something that we have to do. If you want to wear gloves to school, you can. If you want to wear this to school, you have to. If you want to wear the mask, you can do that as well. Alrighty? And you have to keep your distance. When we go to recess, we're not going to be able to be all close together. We're going to be separated from each other. And you might have to bring even a toy. You're going to bring a toy to play by yourself, because, you know, being close right now is not something that we are going to be able to do. So guys, all these things are measurements to keep you happy, well, to keep you safe. More than anything, to keep you safe, to keep you from getting sick. All right, guys, so like last time, I'm going to show you how to wash your hands. Alrighty, so see you in a few. We're going to wash our hands, and guys, after that, you're going to be finished for the day. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, so first of all, we know that we have to open the water and we get our water damp. This is not clean. We then have to get the soap, and we get plenty of soap, as you can see. And we do this first. We see all this soapiness? Okay, now you go like this, and you go like this. Remember that you're trying to get everything. You go in between your fingers. But this part is not clean, so you have to touch it as well. You go all around, all around, all around. And you make sure that you have soap all over the place. If you want, you can wash your nails. And when you're finished, then you rinse. Then you can rinse, guys. Make sure that you remove all of the soap. from your hands. Okay? You remove all of the soap. And when you finish, that's it. And you just rinse your hands. And then you just get a towel and you get a towel and you dry. Okay? Alrighty guys, so that is it. That is how you have white, clean hands.